A prepositional phrase is a group of words that tells where, when, or how. It begins with a preposition and always includes a noun. Look again at the sentence on the board. Roger is at the table. At the table is the prepositional phrase. It begins with a preposition. What preposition does it begin with? The word table is a naming word. What do we call a naming word? Now let's look at the sentences about the rabbit. What kind of word does this sentence end in? Prepositional phrases end in a naming word. Knowing this can help us find prepositional phrases and know what they are saying. Now turn in the student books to page 47. Let's look at the common prepositions and the directions for the activity. Common prepositions include at, by, for, from, in, of, on, to, or with. Our instructions tell us to circle the prepositions and underline the prepositional phrase. Then we're going to draw an arrow between the two words connected by the preposition. Let's look at our example sentence. Sweat appeared on the boy's face. I see the word on, which I know is a preposition. On what? On the boy's face. So I'm going to circle the preposition on and then underline on the boy's face. What was on the boy's face? Sweat was on the boy's face. On is telling me the position of the sweat and the boy's face. The sweat isn't under his face or by his face, it is on his face. So I'm going to draw an arrow from face to sweat. Let's look at number 1. Let's do number 1 together. He turned at the barren stoop. At is our preposition. I know this because we've seen it in a few sentences already. So we're going to circle at. And what is at? What are we telling the location of at? On at what? At the stoop. So we're going to underline at the barren stoop. What was at the barren stoop? He was at the barren stoop. So I'm going to draw an arrow from stoop to he. Now let's look at number 2. The water dripped from his face. I see the word from, and I know that's one of our common prepositions. So I'm going to go ahead and circle from. But from what? From his face. So we're going to underline from his face. And what was from his face? Water. So I'm going to draw an arrow from water to face. Now I want you to do the same with numbers 3 through 5. Let's consider another sentence from the text. The woman still had him by the neck in the middle of her room. What is the verb? Let's see what information has been added to the verb. What question does still answer? What question does by the neck answer? question does "in the middle of her room" answer? Which of these are adverbs? Which of these are prepositional phrases? Which of these are both prepositional phrases that function as adverbs? Now turn to page 48 in your student books. Let's look at our instructions. Use the predicate painter questions to expand the simple predicate in the following sentences. When you write your new sentence, remember to capitalize the first word and include an end punctuation mark. Let's look at the first one. The woman sat. Where did the woman sit? Go ahead and jot down an idea. When did the woman sit? Sat when? Jot down an idea. Sat how? How did the woman sit? Jot down your idea. Now write your new sentence incorporating all three of those predicate painters. Go ahead and do the same thing for numbers 2 and 3.